Good morning, everyone. My name is Roberto Morano, and the first lesson we're going to talk about is relays. It's basically this guy. Very small component, as you can see. It's very straight through. You can see the contacts and the electromagnet. And the way it works is quite simple. Let's just say you're trying to transfer a system with 120 volts, and the amperage is very high, usually around 5 amps, 10 amps. And you wouldn't want to touch that through a push button. So what do? Well, they basically made this concept here to where with just 24 volts DC or less, you can create a passage through your normally closed or normally open. I'm going to show you how that works. It's quite simple. Oh, one tip always, make sure you have your power off, that way it's safe to work on. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to go through the push button. And the concept idea is that the way it works is that your coil acts like an electromagnet. So once you create a circuitry or complete a circuit and you actuate the push button, it closes it. And you're about to see that in a minute how that works. And usually sometimes it's polarized, but in this scenario the relay is not. So you can put it on either side. Okay. And then you turn on your power just to see if it works. You press the push button and you can hear it click. So you can see here your contacts are moving. It's normally open on here. Now it's normally closed. But when I let go, this is normally open and this is normally closed. Now let's hook up some lights. We're still using 24 volts DC, but you can still get the same concept here. You put it through your common power. Then you come out through your normally closed. And I'm going to hook it up to the red light. And I'm going to already kind of jump around through the negative side. And once I put this in, you see the red light comes on and it stays on because it's normally closed and power is constantly going to that red light. Now, I'm going to hook it up to the green light, to the normally open. And once I actuate it, you can see it goes to the green light. So this becomes normally closed and this one becomes normally open. So basically using 24 volt DC safely to press a push button to transfer from 24 volts to 120 volts. And it's safe for the operator to use or even to work on. Now let's see a more realistic example. Over here we have, and keep this in mind, relays can come in many sizes and different components and the way they work. You can have time on delay relays, or timer off, my bad. This is a timer on. And you can have multiple plug-ins and plug-outs, your inputs and outputs. And as long as you can find the schematic to where you actuate the electromagnet, usually it will show on the top part here and will give you a better visual. So you can see here, it uses 12 volts DC, and if you hook it up to 7 or 2, or negative 2 and positive 7, it will actuate it. So here we're using the Allen Bradley relay, and I'm having 120 volts going through the other side. As you can see here, you put your constant power, AC, and I'm using DC to actuate it. And as you can see down here on the contacts, it's moving. So normally closed right now, normally open, normally closed. And you can see how I hardwired it. It's quite simple, it's not that hard. As long as you got the schematics, like I said, it usually comes on the top, on the sides, on the back, and then the numbers will correspond with the schematic. So that was a quick lesson to my video about relays. Next time I'm going to show you guys how to use the timer on and timer off relays. And this can lead us to the PLCs that I'll discuss later on this week. So thank you for watching the first